What's up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity ENC, joined by my own Hot Commodity.
That's me.
And you are checking out After the Bell, Episode 2, covering the week of WWE from May 26th to today, June 2nd, 2025. How was your week?
My week's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you think of the week in WWE so far?
Well, the big story is R-Truth and Carlito, that they're letting them go.
I have some other people that I have to name later. I specifically did tell you about.
That are being let go?
Awesome.
Okay. I think it's true, but we're seeing a lot of videos that are saying this could be part of Cena's heel turn. I mean, his face turn. Like, maybe he'll try to get R-Truth back. Or another person said he posted it on June 1st, and where it's R-Truth, maybe he thought it was April 1st, and it was like an April Fool's thing, or I don't know. But if it's a storyline, and it's not really happening, they're getting everybody good this time, because people are flipping out.
We'll dive into it. It's funny how, like, the biggest news is not Money in the Bank, not Raw SmackDown, about R-Truth.
Yeah.
That's how...
Like, there are things about it that really make sense. Like, first of all, that everyone's talking about him, and he did just fight Cena, and there's not a lot that Cena could do right now to be a good guy. Like, it would have to be something really, really good.
I highly doubt John Cena turning a babyface.
I don't know.
For R-Truth.
Yeah, maybe not, but I'm just saying. But maybe if it's in the, but like, I'm just saying, even if it's some type of other storyline, I don't think it might necessarily be just for John Cena. But
like, R-Truth is funny. We're gonna get there, but like, honestly, he brings nothing to the company aside from just being funny. And I get like, he could be a backstage person, he could do that, but it's just like, really, R-Truth's in his 50s.
I'm not saying he does. I'm saying it's caused an uproar.
Yeah, but it's just like, because we're in a weird gay time in this world where everybody has to have something and everyone deserves a spot, everyone deserves to be in the company. No offense, but R-Truth hasn't really done anything since before even 2011 was the last time he really, and it's just like...
But whose fault is that? Like, you know, if you show up to work every day and they're not using him, there's lots of... Do you really think
Gunther and R-Truth are going to have a classic match?
I'm not saying that.
But that's why he's not booked, because he's not a top guy. Like, he never would be. Like, he was an NWA champion in TNA, but like...
No, but there's mid-cards that are huge. Look at fucking Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, but...
Like, I'm just saying it might not be his fault why he's not on TV all the time.
I get it, but like, also at the same token, it's not like he's 25 years old. He's in his like late 50s.
Huh.
You know, it's like...
I don't think he's the end-all be-all.
I just don't understand why everyone's freaking out. Like, the names I have for you are more dramatic than R-Truth.
I'm more upset about Shayna Baszler and... Dakota Kai, but...
And honestly, the only reason why people like care is because they think he's funny. This is wrestling. Like, I don't tune into wrestling and laugh. I tune into wrestling and watch people fight. Like,
right.
And that's just a different era that we live in. We live in where the 35-year-old men are like taking off their shirts. Whoa! Like, it's becoming very like cultish, and I don't like it. I like to sort of be like, I don't like popular things. I like to sort of find things out later. And now, with it being everywhere, everyone's involved, I think it's ruined it. I think it's made a lot of people, just everybody coming in. And now that everyone's watching, you have to have these celebrities, you have to have all these sponsorships, you have to have, it's like, it's not wrestling anymore. It's become, what can we do to get more money? And it's always been like that, but at least there's been wrestling. And a lot of people are saying, and we'll get there, that this...
No, it's not always been like that. There's not always been sponsorships on the ring and all these, like, celebrities and everything else.
Well, I just mean, like, their ideas to make money. Like, you don't go into this business...
Well, the ideas were, they made money through wrestling, not sponsorship.
Yeah. But there was a thing that's going around that's saying that Triple H and TKO are getting rid or pretty much pushing down the guys that Vince really liked. I didn't really, but like Austin Theory, they've mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, there can't be that many left, but.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Let's dive into our Raw recap. There were a couple of moments from Raw that I thought were worthwhile to talk about. Penta advances to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which we kind of had a feeling was going to happen. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez accidentally cost Liv Morgan her match against Kairi Sane. Liv Morgan's back. And Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez, I feel like they have something up their sleeve to try to ruin the Judgment Day. But Liv was pissed off at Raquel, and she's like, you're the veteran, you should know better. So this is all planned for Finn Balor, I think, all in all. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Yeah. It really wasn't Raquel Rodriguez's fault.
No.
I mean, she couldn't have controlled Roxanne coming out there.
We found out that Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria are going to have a rematch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at Money in the Bank. If Lyra wins, Becky cannot challenge her for the title again. If Becky wins, Lyra has to raise Becky's arm and acknowledge her as the...
Becky's winning this one. She's not... There's no way she's going to lose 3 times.
Yeah. Also, the last moment, Seth Rollins also advances to the...
Is that match for the title?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seth Rollins advances to the Money in the Bank ladder match with some help from Dominic Mysterio after Dominic pushes a steel chair into the ring and Seth Rollins stomps Finn Balor's head on top of it. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, obviously it's the storyline, but he really was trying to help Finn Balor, and it got turned around, but Finn's not going to see it that way.
But what the announcers kept putting over is that this is the first time Dominic's actually helped Finn Balor in a long time, and it's like, did he need the help? Like, Dominic hasn't come out in a while, why are you coming out now, you know?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure Finn Balor is going to make a point to mention. Let's move on over to SmackDown. We saw Naomi advance to the Money in the Bank ladder match after threatening to put Bianca Belair in a wheelchair just like her mother, which is kind of interesting to hear. They also noted that the past couple of weeks she's been having razor blades in her hair, and that's why her hair is now red to make it look supposedly like blood, which is kind of cool. I didn't look at that. The Wyatt Six come back and destroy all the tag teams, which we, you know, anytime you see the Wyatt Six, it's cool, but
maybe we'll see just some type of title match at Money in the Bank. We still have this week, so who knows?
Yep. Damian Priest challenges WWE United States Champion Jacob Fatu, calling him out. We'll see if Jacob answers the challenge. We then see Andrade advance to the Money in the Bank, and Jacob Fatu is pissed because Solo and JC Mateo might have accidentally cost him the opportunity of going into that match. And then the final moment, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso lay out John Cena and Logan Paul ahead of the Money in the Bank tag team match. Those are the only early moments of SmackDown that were worthwhile to talk about.
So right now with Money in the Bank, we have the men's, the women's, Becky versus Bird Lady.
Mm-hmm.
The tag team with Cody and Jey Uso versus
I'll go
Logan
over
Paul
it when we get towards the end.
Okay.
Because I have it written out here.
Okay.
So
well, I think those are only the 4 matches.
The firings that we've heard about are truth, which everyone, if you haven't heard about R-Truth by now, then you don't listen to wrestling stuff because it's everywhere. Carlito. Today, I'm depressed about this. Valhalla, Sarah Logan is gone.
Oh, God.
That's right in my heart. This was interesting. I don't know if this is a storyline. I don't know if this has anything to do with getting fired, but Gunther has gotten rid of every sign and trace of WWE on all of his social media accounts. The last thing that's up there is like a post to his wife. I don't think that he's fired. But it was just interesting that he did that. Someone else who did that was The Miz. He got rid of all WWE stuff, and supposedly his contract is almost done, and The Miz might be gone. Which would, if The Miz is gone, I'll be pissed. Like, R-Truth, like, bye. Like, The Miz is actually constantly really doing shit. He can actually still go in the ring.
The Miz is doing the American Gladiator, so he might be leaving for a little while.
Okay. Out of all those people, though, who do you think is going to be the biggest blow? R-Truth,
Oh, the
Carlito,
Miz, for
Valhalla,
sure.
Gunther, or The Miz?
Well, obviously Gunther would, but to me it would be the Miz.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's no way that Gunther is getting fired.
Yeah. Let's talk about this day in pro wrestling history. Go ahead.
Is it? Doesn't he get another title shot?
Gunther is fighting Jey Uso on the June 9th episode of Raw. So the Raw
After Money in the Bank.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this day in history, we're covering June 2nd. So on June 2nd, 1987, the Honky Tonk Man defeated Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to become the new Intercontinental Champion and start his historic reign. Cool stuff for the Honky Tonk Man.
That's cool.
We have a couple of sad things coming up with these.
Who's still alive?
Yeah, Honky Tonk Man is still alive. June 2nd, 1998, the Junkyard Dog passes away in a car accident. He was only 45 years old.
May God rest his soul.
Yes. Then on June 6, 2003, Classy Freddie Blassie passed away. He was 85. He's the guy that you hear on the voiceovers. Remember, you keep asking.
May God rest his soul.
Yeah. And then this is interesting, and I wonder if they're going to do anything tonight.
Was he like the short white guy? He had black hair.
He had white hair. He always had the he was always in like the promos of like him sitting in like an arena white, like black.
Okay. And white. Yes.
That's him. That's Classy Freddie Blast. Okay. This, I feel like they might reference tonight. Over 10 years ago at this point, June 2nd, 2014, the Shield implodes on Raw when Seth Rollins turns his back and lays out Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns with a steel chair.
I thought last week they said that it was 10 years since Seth Rollins came to Raw.
No, because Seth Rollins debuted in 2012. If that was 10 years ago, then I would have graduated high school 10 years ago.
I don't know. I thought they made a reference to that already.
On June 2nd, so today in 2014 was when he turned his back on the Shield.
That's when he turned his back on the Shield.
Yeah, that's when he hit them with steel chairs.
Okay.
And maybe he'll reference that. I mean, he's now part of this new group, and that was a very historic moment at the time. Let's go over
the future of the business.
The card that we've heard about for tonight's Raw. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shout out to your favorite group, Hanson. We have the men's.
What wrestlers? I wonder. We should see what wrestlers are from Tulsa.
We're going to hear from Lyra Valkyria tonight ahead of her title match against Becky Lynch. The women's Money in the Bank qualifying match: Ivy Nile versus Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer, who is now officially on Raw. And the men's Money in the Bank: CM Punk versus AJ Styles versus El Grande Americano, which I don't know if I care. Punk is probably going to win.
CM Punk versus
Grande versus AJ Styles.
It's a triple threat. Is it for Money in the Bank? Okay.
You're cute. I love your questions.
CM Punk's definitely going to Money in the Bank.
So let's cover what we know so far about Money in the Bank. So far in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and Naomi have all advanced. We'll find out who will take that last spot, whether it's Stephanie Vaquer, Ivy Nile, or Liv Morgan. Then we have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match: Seth Rollins, Penta, Andrade, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and tonight we'll find out either CM Punk, AJ Styles, or El Grande Americano.
It's going to be CM Punk.
We have the Women's Intercontinental Championship: Lyra Valkyria defending against Becky Lynch. And then the special tag match: WWE Champion John Cena and Logan Paul against Cody Rhodes and WWE World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso. So pretty decent card. You did mention that they could be making more matches, but this is usually what Triple H does, like 5 or 4 matches. And
is that 4 or 5?
They're at 5.
They're at 5. And
1, 2, 3. No, they're at 4.
They're at 4, but the Money in the Bank matches are kind of long, so they might keep it at 4.
I'm more looking forward to the women. With the women in the match, like the guys, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Andrade, Penta, Seth Rollins,
Yeah. And, what was I just going to say? if they're going with how they've been going, then it's going to be Julia because, or Stephanie Vaquer, because they put Julia in it and they put Roxanne in it, right?
Yep.
So it would only seem fair that all three of the new girls, like, they can't do two and not one.
Yeah, I think Stephanie's going to advance, and there's going to be some sort of shenanigans with Liv Morgan getting costed by Judgment Day. But we'll find out what happens. Raw is already taking place from by the time we're filming this, but...
Do you have an early estimate of who you think will win Money in the Bank?
I know.
If you had to
I don't do these because anytime it's a multi-person, I don't really know. It's hard because it could be anybody. And Money in the Bank is different than the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is easier to predict because you kind of can tell, like, what woman they want to push, whereas Money in the Bank is really kind of like sporadic and random. Like, they've had Alexa Bliss win, they've had Nikki, almost a superhero, win. So it's like, it's hard to really make, because anybody can win really with that at that point. Like, it's not like you've ever seen Nikki Cross win the Royal Rumble match, you know?
Yeah.
So because of that, it's hard. Like, the first women's Money in the Bank winner is Carmella. I mean, in that match there was Natalia, Charlotte, Becky. I mean,
yeah,
you probably wouldn't have thought Carmella, so it's hard for me to choose. But I don't know. I feel like it would be one of the newer girls if they were gonna do that, because I don't think Rhea's gonna win, even though she's like dominant, should be in the title picture. She doesn't need the contract to be in the title picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can just challenge somebody and people will believe it.
Yeah.
For the men, I think it's either gonna be.
I think it's gonna be LA Knight.
I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins.
Only because this is his third year in a row. I feel like they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, well, if they do, it's going to be crappy. No one's going to care.
Oh, of course. And hopefully they haven't had a man use the briefcase and lose in years. So if LA Knight gets it, he better fucking lose.
I don't mean to hate on him. I just feel like...
I'm not hating on him either, but he's not a world champion.
Well, you are, and we've covered After the Bell all of this week in WWE. I'm excited. By the time we see you next week, we'll be covering Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide, possibly. I mean, it sounds like a decent card. I don't know any of the people, but maybe I'll watch it.
Well, most of the matches are them versus WWE people.
Yeah, but like...
They're just not like... They're not anyone really there.
I might watch it. We'll see. Maybe for shits and giggles, but... So we'll be seeing you next week, and until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.